Welcome again to this series of video clips that I call My Journey to God in a Secular World. I think this is about video clip number 8. I'll just go along and talk about some of my experiences, some of the articles and so on. Sometimes it's not too well ordered, but at least a few ideas. The priest at Majoni, after I left Majoni, he came every once in a while to try to convince me to think like the rest of them, that I had a problem. Even though he wasn't very intelligent, he often would bring a priest from Nigeria who was studying for his doctorate at Rome, who came to Perugia to help out on the weekend. Anyway, he finally resigned from his parish about a year ago, and he came to visit me about a month ago. And he asked me just one question: have I made contact with the new bishop? And I said to him, no. And he says, why? This time I decided to just tell him like it is. I said, because we're not of the same religion. I said that, this is the first time I began to explain more to him, because I said that more than 50 years ago, the ecclesial masonry, with the help of many Mason bishops, entered in most of the seminaries to change radically the theology and the morals in the seminary with beautiful words. And I said to him, he says, this change is a radical change, that the truth no longer comes from God, but comes from men in the world. I said, the truth from God does not change with the world. The truth from men changes every day. And he still didn't want it even to. He didn't even reply. There's a person here where I live here in this area that, you know, communism is rather strong in this area, and so they have this phrase that some of the old farmers say, brainwashed by communism. They says, we gotta kill all the priests. We gotta kill all the priests. Sometimes jokingly, sometimes serious. And I reply, every time they say that to me, I reply the same thing. I say to them, there's a lot of priests in hell. Why do you want to spend eternity with them? Anyway, the other day, this my neighbor that says that often, for the first time, he asked me a question. He said, "Why are these priests in hell?" And I responded to him in a way that he would understand. I said simply, because they obey men instead of God. Because that's exactly what he wants me to do: to obey him and men, and not God. Because this person in Italy, I don't know if you understand the mentality of Italy, they have the religion, they maintain all these things, but the faith is empty. And so this person, his name is Giuseppe, he is the president of the confraternity of the most blessed sacrament. But he doesn't believe in the Eucharist. It's all only for what people want. They totally lost the faith. But the confraternity still exists because there's some money involved, so anyway, there's also I wrote an article you might find interesting in November 2014 that explained a little bit of this how the Masonry right after the Second Vatican Council organized. To reinterpret the council the way they wanted it to. And the title of that article is called "A Well-Organized Misinterpretation of VC2, Vatican Council II." And sincerely, I very often on Facebook, because I'm part of 200 or 300 Catholic groups, and very often people want to. They begin to see more and more of the problem in the church and all these things. And so what do people do normally? What do people do? They really are like kids that never matured. Like the children in the family, when things go wrong, the spoiled brats, what do spoiled brats do when things go wrong? They blame the parents. The spoiled brats are always innocent. So they blame the parents. So what do people who really have not matured in the church do when things go wrong? They don't blame themselves. No, I'm holy. Oh, in fact, I'm intelligent because I can even see the problems in the church. So what do? Who's responsible for this problem, this confusion, and so on? Oh, it's that mass, Novus Ordo. And where did that come from? The council. And therefore all the popes related to are all bad. But I say to them, I says, what can two holy popes like John Paul II and Benedicto do when the majority, if not the great majority of bishops, do not obey them? Do not obey. You want to put the blame on the Pope and everything else? And we're all innocent. No one wants to obey the Pope. No one wants to obey the documents of the church. But they want to shoot at someone. They want to blame somebody. So we got to blame the Pope, the Council, and everything else. Certainly, I agree that there was many Mason bishops already at the time of the Second Vatican Council, and they succeeded in at least many of the documents making it ambiguous, so that after the Council it was easy to interpret it the way they wanted. Because right after the Council, in that article that I just mentioned, they published many books, and they have entered into the seminaries and Catholic universities and to reinterpret everything in the modern religion, the new religion. But that's why, for me, I think the model for me is, in this crisis, in this period of crisis, is Mary at the foot of the cross. You might say that it was a great scandal to see Jesus Christ crucified, just as it is today, the scandal in the church, the church is being crucified. But Mary didn't run away from the cross. She stayed there and suffered and consoled her son. And we must do the same. I might invite you to, speaking about this crucifixion of the church, the catechism, this great gift, this great gift that John Paul II left us, the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Open that up, the full edition, and read paragraph 675 to 677, and it explains this, that just as Christ was crucified and then the resurrection, so too the body of Christ, the church, must go through the passion and the crucifixion before the church will be purified in this period. And so I think I'll stop at this video here at this point. And so may God bless you and Mary guide you.